people here gather together. So I said to myself, okay, I will join them. Perhaps I will go to Disney World and see what is there, but they didn't take me there. They tortured me for 4 days, running from Orlando down to Miami, back to Tampa, then to Orlando, then back to Fort Dale here, then to Miami. So in 3 days' time, I traveled might be 2,000 miles with them. But in any case, I'm very delightful today that I am here, and I say to myself, I'm coming here as what? As a teacher or as a student? I think I am coming without considering that it is a humbleness or humility. I'm coming as a student to learn from you. I'm not coming as a teacher to teach you, because teaching is not so easy. Teaching is something that is very, very rare today, because if it is not really coming from a reality or a truth, then it is not going to be effective. And in this world today, all of us, we are seekers for that reality, which we are lacking. Wherever our backgrounds are, or our learnings, or our religions, or our beliefs are, wherever they are, all of them, they go back to one thing, which to find the truth, to find reality. Muslims, they are trying to find reality. Christians, they are trying to find reality. Buddhists, they want to find reality. Jews, they want to find reality. Sikhs, they want to find reality. Hindus, they want to find reality. Chinese, they want to find reality. Even atheists, they are trying to find a reality in themselves. So what counts is the truth and the reality that we can find about ourselves through others. When I look at every one of you, I can feel and learn from you, because you are a reflectors of energy that it reflects on me. And similarly, the energy that goes out from me, it reflects on you. And that's why we learn from each other. And that's why the great teachers and the wise men, that they came before us, and they are today present, many of them, in their souls, and some of them, they are present in their bodies and their souls. They are still looking to ascend more and more in realities. Reality is that energy, that enormous energy that no one is able till today to understand it fully. We might be at the shore like someone of one saint, one holy man, or we call him wise man if we like, because there are many different ways to call a person who achieved a kind of reality. You like to call him wise man, you like to call him saint or sage or friend of the Creator, or whatever you want to call, or prophet. one of these saints one time has students, and he took them to the seashore to teach them reality. And he was telling them, we have to cross that ocean. It was not an ocean, it was like a huge river, in order to reach the other side, to reach the other village, in order not to go around and it will take time to reach. We have to reach quickly. So he said to his student, I will call, if you like to call it a mantra, or you like to call it zikrullah, remembrance of God, which we call it in Arabic, I will call the name of our Creator, God, and you call me by name. I say, oh God, oh Allah. You say, oh Shaykh. I mean, Shaykh is the title of that wise man. And we crossed the river. Before he did that, he said to them, look at me. And when they looked at him, he filled them with his power. There are powers that some people, not everyone, carries two eyes other than these two eyes. There is one eye that everyone knows about it, that pyramidal eye that can release energy and can see. And there is one eye above the belly. That eye above the belly can see from wherever is down, and that eye, what is here, can see whatever is up, to cover everything. He was releasing from his eyes, these two eyes, energy in order that these students can cross with him that river. He was not crossing using a boat or a ship or a vessel, no. He was crossing by walking on water. And people might be surprised how to walk on water. Don't be surprised. Wood can walk on water, can float on water. Even if you bring, that is wood, if you bring that wood, put it on water, it will not drown. If you bring iron, put on water, it goes down. But we can see big vessels today, they are made of iron and they are not drowning. Although their weight makes them to drown, they are not drowning because of the engine that it's making running and floating. So the density that is being created over that water is lighter than the original density of iron, and that's why it doesn't let that vessel to float. Because the wood density is lower, and that's why it floats over water. So when a sage or a saint or a wise man who has been enlightened with heavenly sources and energy, with the cosmic energy, he has no more density. He is a subtle being. He is a free spiritual wise man, that he can fly or walk on water. He doesn't have a form anymore. That form doesn't mean anything. The spirit can carry the form now, because the engine of the spirit is working like the engine of a boat, making the boat to float, that person will float. The engine of an aeroplane is turning, making the aeroplane to fly. So the engine, that energy, which is the same energy that the boat is using, the same energy that the plane is using, is the same energy that the sage is using. That is the energy which is created, which creates fire, which creates any kind of powerful light that ignite everything. So when that ignition is done through the spiritual power of that healer, the heart will move, the heart will work. When it moves and works, that person rises. So that saint was rising because the heart, the engine of his heart, that energy that is turning in his heart in a huge speed, creating overwhelming energy, rising, making him to rise up, raising his body up. And he was crossing over the water, walking like someone walk on earth. And he is saying, oh God, and he is moving. His students were saying, oh Shaykh, means that relationship between the guide, the master, and the student, he opened it to them. He opened a channel that we are opening it now between you and us. You are opening your channel. I am a student to take from you and to reflect back to you. And you are taking from me and reflecting back to me. So it is a reciprocal way of energy that is being coming out from both sides. It's not one side. If we say it is one side, then that teacher is not a real teacher. Teacher must be a student always. So that releasing of that energy that is between us in this meeting, it's creating, if you really focus through your heart to my heart, you see a light. That light might be of different colors. It's according to the power that you can carry, you can see that light. Which color of light? And that light color has a different meaning from one person to another. That will activate all the different points that there are on our body in order to allow the ignition of the engine of the heart to work and to produce energy. As it is turning, it is producing that overwhelming energy. It will ascend us higher and higher in our awareness for reality, to make sure that we are coming to a certain level of complete nothingness, emptiness, that we will be swimming there where there is nothing except what we say, the absolute nothingness, emptiness. So when that is activated, that saint with his followers, they begin to cross that river. At the middle of the river, some of the students were not yet achieving or attaining high level of enlightenment, so their lower self played with them and said, oh, look, we are walking on water. We're becoming like wise men. We are becoming like our teacher. So why we have to call upon our teacher? We call upon directly that energy. And we go directly to that energy without passing through our teacher. We will be getting more, might be our teacher giving us less. As soon as they begin to call upon what the teacher told them to say, oh my teacher, oh my teacher, oh my teacher, and cross the water, they begin to say, oh my God, and calling upon God. As soon as they begin to call on God, they begin to drown. They begin to fall down because they begin to lose the spiritual meaning of spirituality. Spirituality is discipline and respect. Spirituality teaches us how to behave between the healer and the patient, and what are the different limits that together they have to work out, because the teacher, the doctor is responsible for his patient, and the patient is responsible toward his doctor to tell him what he has of problems. So if the doctor, if between them there is no more confidence, that energy will be completely falling apart. And that's why a teacher is very important in spiritual teachings. Those who don't have teacher must find teachers. Even anyone can be a teacher and the other can be a student. Even if you are a teacher, make yourself a student, is no problem. Because a student is always learning. A teacher say, I have already got my degree, I don't need to learn. So he lose also. And that's why when Buddha was looking for reality, he never stopped from looking for reality. He was always trying to find reality and to ascend more and more in higher level of enlightenment.